Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm the last presenter, and I will present chapter 18 about the geographical discoveries. Introduction. In 1450 to 1750, a time of massive change known as the Age of Geographical Discovery, the age of exploration and the growth of the global trade. Technology of exploration. Before ships could across ocean, technology had improved, and explorers started using technology and the magnetic compass for direction, and also the astrolabes to find their position. Portuguese exploration. Portugal was the first leader in this race, and Prince, the Henry Navigator, started to establish the school to bring the best sailors and scientists to map the African coast. Key Portuguese explorers. These Portuguese voyages were successful, and Dias proved like you could sail around the Africa, and Vasco da Gama reached India and opened massive trade. Spanish exploration. Spain didn't want to left behind. They hired Christopher Columbus to find a shortcut to Asia by sailing west across the Atlantic. And the New World. Columbus reached the Caribbean in 1492, but he thought he was in India, but it was Amerigo Vespucci who later realized that it was a New World, which is why we called America today. Conquering empires. Spanish conquistadors like Cortes and Pizarro arrived next, and they used force to take over the Aztec and Incan empires uh, for claiming gold and land for Spain. Global navigation. In 1519, Magellan's expedition sailed into the Pacific. This was turning the point because it showed like how vast the world really was. Other European powers. Soon other countries like England and France wanted a piece of pie, and John Cabot, one who first explored the northern part of the America for the English. The English in North America. England, wa- Eng- England was slow. England was slow at first, but by the 1600 centuries, they began building permanent colonies. This happened during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. The Dutch and French. The Dutch eventually pushed the Portuguese out of the East Indies, while the French moved into Canada. Everyone was fighting to control of trade. The slave trade begins. North America became a battlefield for these powers. The British took New York from the Dutch, and eventually the biggest rivalry became England versus France. The hardship of slavery. A dark part of this era was the slave trade. As plantation in America grew, Europeans began forcibly taking people from America to providing labor. New ways of doing business. The conditions were horrific. People was chained in the hulls of ships with barely any air. Many did not survive during the crossing the Atlantic. What is mercantilism? Mercantilism is the idea that countries' power depended on its global supply to get gold. Like you had to sell to other countries, then you bought from them. The role of colonies. Colonies were essential for mercantilism. The colonies provide the raw materials for free or cheap and cheap. The changing worldview. By the end of this era, the center of trade shifted from the Mediterranean Sea to the Atlantic and Indian Ocean. European powers began to believe that they have a right to conquer the world. In conclusion, this period created the modern global economy, but it also came with a heavy cost in human lives and the start of century of colonization. That's all.